Hi guys, welcome to Soul's No Evolution. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all managing to stay sane, more importantly. Right, so this is going to be your weekly, guidance message for, where are we? Monday the 4th through to Sunday the 10th of May 2020. And I can't believe that we're in May. And we've got the Sewer Mermaid here. Your sensuality is beautiful. Card number 25. Right, okay. So we're going to pull some tarot and see what the message is for the week ahead. Now, this is going to be a bit of a doozy of a month, guys. There's a lot of planetary activity that's going on. We've got Saturn retrograding in Aquarius on Sunday the 10th. We've got Venus going retrograde on the 12th. Jupiter is going retrograde on the 14th. We've got a full moon in Scorpio this week on the 7th. It may fall. I don't know if that's going to be the 6th or the 8th, depending on where you are in the world. And we've got the sun going into Gemini later on in the month. So a lot is shifting, a lot is changing. With these planets going retrograde, there may be a lot of things from the past that are coming back up, whether that's like resurfacing, whether that is to be resolved, for you to have one final look at this energy, these situations, people, circumstances, so that you can release and let them go. So if I can get this off the table, oh my goodness, we've got the Three of Swords. Yeah, I just had a feeling it's going to be one of those months, and I'm kind of feeling the energy of it already. So let's see what we've got going on. Whoa, right, okay. Then we've got the Knight of Wands. So your energy is represented by the Three of Swords. We've got the Knight of Wands is the energy playing out for the week, and I will be clarifying that because obviously this reading is for a week. And what I do want to say is that these are general readings for all signs. They may not resonate. Please do use your intuition as to whether this message is for you. Don't try, oh my goodness, and make it fit. That's far too many, but look at the cards that have come out. And they all span. They were all in the upright. Right, okay, let's see what we've got going on. We've got Judgment, the Fool and Judgment. Wow, wow, wow. They were all in the upright. They were all in the upright. You know what, I'm going to take them. I wasn't going to, but I am. The Fool, Judgment, the Tower, and the Star. Wow. And the Strength card. Fuck. No, yeah. Shit. Oh my goodness. This, I've got a feeling, is longer than a weekly reading. As I was mentioning at the top of this reading, that the energy this month is pretty intense. And to me, this is just a direct reflection of the shifts, the changes. As I said, things coming back, resurfacing, so that you can, like I say, wrap them up, close them out, process the emotion, process on a mental level the situations that have been going on. We've got this Three of Swords here, so that you can move things forward. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. We've got the Eight of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Right, we need to make some space to fit these all on. I don't even know if you can see them all. Right, let's move these up. You can't quite see them. Let's put these here. Right, okay, so Eight of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Swords. Wow. And 5 major arcana cards here. So we start off with your energy, and it's represented by the Three of Swords. Now this, to me, whenever I see the Three of Swords, isn't a prediction that, you know, your heart's going to be broken on this week, or, you know, the time that you're tuning into this reading. This, to me, is a pain of the past. This is you thinking about, this is you allowing, you know, your mind to go back to a place where, you know, you've experienced this kind of hurt, this kind of loss, some sort of separation. Now, to me, because this is coming up in your energy now, like I said, you may be revisiting things of the past where there may have been pain, there may have been heartbreak, there may have been some kind of separation, even a separation of yourself, if this isn't a separation with, you know, somebody in your external world. But like I mentioned at the beginning of this, there's a reason for it. It's for you to sort of have that one last look, that one last processing of this experience so that you can let it go, so that you can release it. It's next to the Knight of Wands. That's the energy playing out for the next couple of days, the next week. Energy is fluid depending on where you are on your own timeline. You may have already experienced this, you may be currently going through this, or this may be an energy that's coming up in your future sometime. But this Knight of Wands in particular speaks to me about integrating the shadow aspects of yourself. So like I was saying, there may have been some sort of separation of self here where you have, you know, what's the word, compartmentalized experiences that you've been through. And even though you may have like buried them deep within you, or made a choice that you weren't going to think about, you weren't going to focus on, whatever it was that hurt you in the past, you can see these threads or these ties that are coming from this heart. So even though you may not have processed it, or you may not have wanted to look at it, you may not have wanted to think about it, you were still sort of connected to it in some way. So this is the perfect opportunity, and if it's not this week, if it's not next week, it's definitely this month. And with so many major arcana cards on the table, this may be even longer than, like I say, this month. These planets are retrograding, well, where are we? Saturn retrogrades until the end of September. Venus is retrograding until the end of June-ish. Jupiter is retrograding until the end of September. So, like I say, this to me is a bigger reading than a weekly. This could last for like the next 3, 4, 5 months, depending on whereabouts you are on your own journey. But there is something of the past, a memory, a haunting, something that you've held on to mentally without really understanding that you were holding on to it. It may have stopped you, it may have paralyzed you, it may have stopped you from moving forward in some way. But you're being encouraged now to really look at this pain, to no longer sort of push it away or push it to the side or pretend that it isn't there. It's time for you to process it once and for all so that you can release, so that you can let go, that you can free yourself. Because I'm just seeing all these connections. So these could be, you know, romantic relationship stuff that you're processing. It could be family related stuff that you're processing, friendship, even the connection, you know, that you have to your own heart or to your own soul. It's keeping somebody bound up, or the way that you have dealt with this in the past has kept you stuck. It's kept you stationary. And like I said with this Knight of Wands, it's about integrating the shadow. It's about pulling all of those pieces of you that you compartmentalize, you know, you put a bit here, you put a bit there, and forgot about it. But what you don't realize, or what we don't realize when we do that, is that we're separating ourselves from ourselves. So it's now about sort of taking a risk to look at what you daren't look at in the past. This card came out in one of the healing picker piles that I did a while ago now. And I'm getting the same energy from it today, which is speaking about you bringing back together the bits of yourself that you'd abandoned. Because it's only when you piece yourself back together that you will, like I say, free yourself from whatever has held you back. We've got this horse here, and horses to me speak about freedom. It's like, you know, it's really hard to break a horse, you know, to get it to do your bidding, because naturally in its natural state a horse wants to be free. So it's about you bringing back all of those pieces of the puzzle together so that you can expand, so that you can grow, so that you can sort of bring your mind, your body, your soul back into harmony. 3 to me is an energy that speaks about the Holy Trinity. So it's about sort of, like I said, bringing all those pieces of yourself back together so that you can move on, so that you can let it go, so that you can process the pain of the past. Because this is so much like a light-hearted energy. It's an energy that speaks of adventure. It's one about taking risks. It's about moving forward. It's about travel. It's about following your heart's desires, or whatever it is that you're passionate about. And you cannot reach that point or place if you are separated from, you know, your own soul. The Wands energy to me is very spiritual energy anyway. And if it's not, you know, separated from your own soul, then you're holding yourself away from your aspirations, your ambitions, your passions. I did do, I did do a pick a card for your life path and your life purpose. There's 4 piles, so I'm still kind of in the middle of editing that. But that will be uploaded at some point this week. So I find it amazing that this is the reading that's come out for this week. But I want to dive into your challenge or your opportunity, because that was where all of the cards basically came out. What have we got at the bottom of the deck as well? Not that we need to add more cards to the mix, but it gives us, yeah, it does give us like context. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. That's independent, it's self-sufficiency. It's you sort of having reached a level of like growth. Whether this is practical growth, financial growth, spiritual growth, but it's you standing in your power where nothing can stop you. To me, this is like a mini Empress, or the minor arcana version of the Empress card. So it's about you stepping into your power. And we have this card here, which was the starting card. This is the reason all this energy is here, and it's your sensuality is beautiful. So for some of you, like I say, where you're looking back on the pain of the past, you may not feel that. You may not understand that. And like I said, this Nine of Pentacles to me is the mini Empress energy. It's you understanding your potential, your power. And not just your potential, because you've actually put it into practice. You've done the work. You're standing solid. You're standing firm in all that you've achieved, in all that you've managed to create, all that, you know, you've surrounded yourself with a level of abundance that's self-manifested. It hasn't come from anybody handing that to you. You've done the work to reach this point and place. So there's something that you're needing to recognize, to let go of, or seeing that the perspective or the belief system, the way that you're thinking, the way that you're talking, the way that you're communicating with yourself about a situation is actually holding you back. Because we've got this bid for freedom here that the universe is offering you over the next week, over the next months. But it's going to be for you to recognize that opportunity and literally run with it. We start off with the Fool here. I'm just going to hold up all of these major arcana cards because they're pretty intense. So we've got card number 0, which is the Fool, and that's what I said. It's, you know, it's possibility, it's stepping out on a new path, it's having learnt the lesson from the previous cycle, having dropped the baggage that's associated with it, so that you can step out, you know, on a new, not just a new path, but a whole timeline. This is you sort of completely transforming into a different version of yourself, so that when you start out on this new path or on this new journey, you're not bringing any of the baggage of the past with you, which kind of guarantees that that old karmic cycle has ended and you were stepping out. It may be another karmic cycle that, you know, that you're stepping into, but it won't be one that you've experienced or repeating from the past. This is a real opportunity for you to close out a very repetitive, a very cyclical, a very, I don't even know, like I say, just a karmic cycle with a lot of people that in your external world that's kept you in this Three of Swords energy. It's time for you to move on, like I say. Then we've got the Judgment card, which is beautiful, but again, it speaks of karma to me. Card number 20, which reduces down to a 2. So like I say, there could be about relationships or partnerships of some kind, but you're being encouraged to find your balance. You're being encouraged to make choices and make decisions as you move forward, taking into consideration your personal feelings. The Judgment card speaks about an awakening. It's about you taking responsibility for your actions. Like I say, you may not be the, let's say, the person responsible for some of the situations that you've been through, but you are the only person that can get you out of, whether it's a mindset, a belief system, by taking responsibility to make different choices. And I said that this was all about you making decisions and choices, taking your personal responsibility, your personal feelings into consideration. So that's the only way that you're going to move out of this situation, is to go through it, is to rise above it as well. So there's some sort of an awakening that's happening here with the Judgment card. You may be called to ask to make a judgment call. So these decisions that you're going to be making over the next couple of weeks, couple of months, they're big decisions, they're big choices. There's so much major arcana on the table that it feels like, well, it doesn't feel, I know that the universe is moving you in a specific direction. So the choices that you make at this point and for, you know, like I say, the next few months, they're going to see you being able to step out like on a brand new timeline. But there's a huge awakening here, and it comes alongside the Tower. So again, I'm not seeing this necessarily as, a negative thing, even though the Tower is always viewed as that. But it is, again, karmic change that's happening in your world. It may seem like a divine intervention, that it's outside of your control. This could be like a shift or a change in your belief system, where the way that you view the world completely shifts like on a dime. It happens really quick. The Tower is fast moving energy. So there's going to be something that comes in, like I say, whether it's a new belief system, a new mindset, that's going to sort of set the ball rolling to get you onto this new path that calls for some sort of awakening, for you to see something from a higher perspective, to connect with your higher self and get the wisdom from this situation and leave the rest, because you don't want to be carting around that Three of Swords energy. And I find it beautiful because the Star is naturally the next card that comes out after the Tower. So we've got 16 and we've got 17. And the Star is when we start to, heal after the Tower experience. But only when we face this Tower and we accept that this is happening, or accept that some sort of, huge change has to happen in our world, only then can we begin to heal this broken heart. If we live in denial, or if we shove those feelings down and we don't want to face them, we don't want to process them, then this healing never comes. So it's about accepting the shift, the change, the upheaval, the awakening, having to take responsibility for something. But it's only when we sort of accept it, like I said, that we sort of create a space, we clear the debris from our lives so that we can begin the healing process. So no matter how uncomfortable this Tower is, or this awakening that you're going through is, to see the Star as the next card out after that is beautiful. This reduces down to a number 8. And 8s, to me, speak about change. They speak about rebirth. So alongside this Judgment card, that's exactly what is happening. There is some sort of rebirth on a personal level. It's going to be different for everyone. The circumstances surrounding it are going to be different for everyone. But this Star is to confirm that, as uncomfortable as this may feel, this is the path for you. Everything that is happening, or everything that is going to happen or unfold, or the way that the world is at the moment, because this is a collective reading, so we could expand it out to the collective as a whole. This is the exact path that we're supposed to be on, that is creating this awakening within us, so that, we can appreciate this new dawn when it comes. And we don't allow things to go back to how they were, because they weren't great. They didn't feel good. They were holding us all stuck and stationary in some way. And then we have this Strength card, which tells me again that you have the strength to deal with whatever it is that we're going through collectively, what you're going through on a personal level. And again, I'm seeing the infinity symbol. So this is the breaking of those cycles that may have been going on generationally for you. Or not. If it's not generationally, then this may be a theme that has reoccurred throughout your life in some way, that you're now able to face, you're now able to break. This is all going to be about how you choose to focus through this change, how you're going to take the perspective that you have relating to this karmic intervention, or, like I say, this shift, this change, whether it's an internal thing or an external thing. But the Strength card is card number 8, and I'm sure, I said that the Star reduces down to an 8 as well. So you also have the strength to go through the healing process. Healing, a lot of people avoid it when they choose to stay in this Three of Swords energy, because they know, or they think, that the healing process is painful. It drags up all those things that they didn't want to face. You're forcing yourself to feel the emotion that you don't want to feel. So to see the Strength card next to this Star card shows me that you have the inner resilience to go through it. But it's also telling you that, like I said, this is stuff of the past. So as painful as it may be when you allow it to resurface, you are not in the past. You are not sort of in that situation that caused the initial wound. It's allowing yourself to kind of face that inner beast that's telling you that you don't want to face it, that you don't want to do the healing work that's necessary. But it really is. There's a real blessing here for a chance to really recover, to really heal that broken heart. And I'm just seeing the fact that she's got a heart on this pendant round her neck as well. So this is all about your ability to heal your heart. And then you can start to manifest from a full and whole place, like I said, by bringing all those bits and pieces of yourself back together. Wow. Oh my goodness. Right. Then we had these 3 cards that also came out, all of the minor arcana. Another number 8 with the 8 of Wands. Now this is Mercury in Sagittarius. So communication comes in, some kind of communication. It could be you extending this communication, it could be communication that you're in receipt of, but this communication is going to sort of spark the change. It's going to spark you to take some kind of action. And again, you're being encouraged to be courageous, whether it's to send this message or to, as you receive this message, it's standing in your power. The Strength card rules all of the 8 numbered cards. So this is you being given the green light where things have been stuck or things have been blocked or things haven't been moving forward. Like I say, this tower is coming in to shift things, to rock, you know, whether it's the world as a whole or your personal world. But it's for the purpose to allow something to change, to allow you to regenerate, to allow you to be born again. And I don't mean that in a Christian sense. But you're going to have the courage to say yes. You're going to have the courage to take the action that's required of you. But no matter how, you know, challenging these times are, to see the Strength and the 8 of Wands tells me, again, like I said, that you have the strength within you, the courage that's necessary for you to overcome any adversity that may come up. Then we've got the 3 of Wands. So this is that waiting energy. So you may be putting communication out there and then waiting, you know, for a response from the other person. This could be you waiting to hear back from a job. This could be you waiting to hear back from, I don't know, anything. It's going to be different for everybody. And if this is resonating, then you'll know what it is that you're waiting for to hear back from, because this is waiting for your ships to come in. So if you have been waiting, then communication's coming forward. But at the same time, it feels as though whatever it is you're waiting for is going to create a huge shift, or a huge shift is what clears the space to allow what you've been calling into you to actually come in. And then we've got the 4 of Swords. So we've got progression here from the 3 of Swords to the 4 of Swords. And look at the size difference in these 2 hearts here. So it's like as you heal your heart, as you allow this healing to take place, or this huge shift or huge change that's on the cards, after all of this has happened, there's a period of rest that's required. 4 to me is a really stable number. 1 minute, guys. Right, yeah, I think I was saying that 4 is like a really stable number. So there's a level of stability that comes after this shake or shift that allows you again to embrace this star 4 of Swords energy, where you're able to put your mind at rest. You're able to sort of allay your fears, allay that thought process that just runs on autopilot. Maybe worry, it may be concern, it may be negative beliefs that are repeating. Because it's like whilst you're in this nest, it's like you're able to sort of take a break from the outside world. Just look how dirty she is. It looks like she's been dragged through a hedge backwards or something. So it's like after like I say, the dust has settled from whatever this tower is, there's a period of rest that you are able to step into after. And like I say, you're able to then sort of reduce the size of this, and I don't mean it like in a physical sense, like you're making your heart smaller, but we can expand, like I say, through our thoughts, the pain that we're feeling within our heart. And the moment we put our thoughts to rest, it's like our heart reduces back to the size that it should be, because it's not been like inflated. It hasn't been inflated with these fears or this anxious energy that we can sort of add to this whole situation. So there's a period of rest that comes after all of this. Right, I'm just going to quickly... Yeah. Oh, gosh. Right, I'm just going to quickly clarify the Knight of Wands. Because like I said, that's the energy that's playing out for... Right, okay, wow. Okay. And we have the Fool. So yeah, and the first card out as your challenge or your opportunity was the Fool as well. So this Knight of Wands, like I say, it's a call for adventure. It's a call for freedom. So you may hear, however this resonates and for how long this reading is valid for, like I say, it's got so many major arcana cards that this isn't going to play out in a week. But there's something about you stepping onto a new path, recognizing the potential that your life can now hold. Once this pain, like I say, once you face it, once you release yourself from it, once you allow it to stop holding you, you know, stuck or stagnant or stationary. This is a new chapter that's wanting to unfold for you. A new beginning. It's going to require you to take a risk. It's going to require you to have the self-belief, the confidence to move in that direction. Right, let's get one more. I can't believe another major arcana card came out. Right, okay. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reversed. So yeah, like I was saying, there's a new beginning that's wanting to well, literally, there's a new beginning on the cards for you. And I'm seeing that the fact that that Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse position is because of this Three of Swords. So as I say, as you heal that heart, you're able to manifest from a whole place. Which basically means, as I was saying, when we step onto this new timeline, we're not repeating the patterns, the situations, the circumstances of the past. We're able to step out in this new beginning from a really grounded place. So there's still a level of ungroundedness that it may come in, like I say, with this opportunity. And that to me is just fear. Fear of taking the new opportunity, fearful of where this opportunity is going to take you. This is why all of this energy is a challenge or it's an opportunity. So if you don't sort of ride the wave of this change, then we're going to cycle back to this Three of Swords energy, which is kind of stuck. Right, okay, one more, and then I'm going to wrap this up with an oracle card, because this was a hell of a lot longer than what I anticipated. Right, okay. Right, that one doesn't want to go back in. Six of Swords, perfect. And that's exactly it. It's about moving on. It's about moving forward, leaving whatever turbulent situations that you've dealt with in the past, leaving them in the past. It's about facing your future and moving towards it, understanding that, you know, your problems or the solutions to your problems aren't going to be found where you're stood. You know, that's like insanity. What's the thing? They say, like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. So this is you using your intuition. This is you transcending and overcoming any difficulties. This is you sort of taking the conscious choice or making a decision in your mind or thinking about needing to heal and understanding that you've got to leave something behind to do that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Right, I'm going to pull, let me actually, before I read that out of the book, I want to get a spirit message, because that was pretty deep. Pretty deep. And like I said at the beginning, it may not resonate. This isn't going to resonate with everybody. So, let's see what we've got. Positive energy. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. Yeah, and like I said, that Six of Swords is exactly that. You sort of come into a mental understanding that for you to feel this passion for life, this freedom that you're wanting, this new beginning that's being not even offered, but you see is available to you, for you to be able to ground that in something solid so that it can grow, you need to surround yourself in a positive environment, positive people, situations, and this is within your own mind as well. So it's allowing yourself to move on, to move away, to move forward. Right, wow. I'm going to read this card out of the book. Card number 25, the Sewer Mermaid. Your sensuality is beautiful. And now I've just said all of that, I'm getting, it's got nothing to do with it. But I'm just thinking about, you know, in the Shawshank Redemption, it's like my favourite film ever. When he climbs through all the shit at the end to get to his freedom, the fact that she's called the Sewer Mermaid, you may have to swim through some shit to get there, but with that perseverance, like I say, that inner strength, you're going to make it out the other side to your freedom. I've got no idea where that came from. Right, let me find the book and let's read that on the... let's read the description of that. Now it's card number 25, so that reduces down to a 7. And 7 is all about having trust and faith in things that you cannot see. It's about reflecting on where you currently stand, doing an assessment. You know, you've made those observations. You've now got to set some limits and move forward, especially if what you've observed isn't healthy or isn't making you happy or is just causing you more pain. Right, 25. Right, okay, so the divination message from this book says, part of you that is natural and beautiful, most likely your body and appearance, has been influenced by thoughts and ideas about being unworthy, unhealthy, and perhaps even dirty. So part of you has had to evolve and exist in a less than healthy way. It's time to clean up your act, not of your natural looks, but of the way that you have thought about yourself. And that's what I said with this three of Swords. It's all that mental energy and splitting yourself off into different compartments. You will never sort of experience what it is that you truly want to experience if you're fragmented. It's time to clean up your act, not of your natural looks, but of the way that you've thought about yourself. Something beautiful has been treated badly. It's now up to you to begin to reframe your ideas and thoughts, and therefore your experiences of yourself, your body, your worth, your ability to attract others, and to see yourself as worthy of love, respect, and consideration. Let this strong survivor mermaid show you how to love yourself and your appearance again, and rise above the rubbish and the stink of negative conditioning regarding your beautiful body and unique self. You are beautiful and very worth loving. This is the only truth that must be told at this time. Wow. So if you're in I can't even speak. My words are trying to trip out my tongue. If you're in an environment that is just, like I say, sort of making you have to be a certain way or to think a certain way about yourself, then this is what you're being encouraged to move on from with this Six of Swords here. Like I said, you cannot manifest who you truly are or what you truly want if everything around you is kind of, you know, in disagreement with that. Because then, so a lot of the times we just end up agreeing with the majority because it's easier. So if that is the energy that, like I say, is resurfacing for you, then it's about surrounding yourself with positive people, situations, and avoiding negativity so that you can heal this heart. Put those thoughts, like I said, to rest. Allow this inner healing to happen, because everything that you've experienced was to get you to this point of awakening. And there's a huge shift and change here, guys. Absolutely huge. Right, I'm going to end that there. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. It was a deep one this week. But like I said, the energies that are playing out for the next month are pretty intense as well. But I hope that that resonated with somebody out there. It's not just going to be, you know, quick readings when it comes to this channel. That's the way that it goes. Right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.